Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I want everybody to just sort of kind of be grateful for life and everything that's going on. Special prayer or meditation or positive vibes, whatever it is that you do on a positive assertion that we need some positive vibes. My father-in-law is a little bit sick. He is in the hospital now, in the ICU. He is doing better. And the hope is that he'll continue doing better and make it back home. Now, today, what I want to talk about is the COVID-19 pandemic financial impact on the U.S. consumer. My name is Jay, and welcome to Ask a Debt Collector. Now, I've been in the debt collection industry for over 15 years. I've done it all, from skip tracing to collecting to management, and I've owned 2 debt collection agencies. For the past 8 years, I've been the go-to guy for friends and family for questions regarding debt and credit, and now I want to be that person for you. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. Let's go. Key takeaways: a bright path forward. 38% of U.S. consumers said their household income remains negatively impacted due to the COVID-19 pandemic. That's 28% fewer than our first report back in March of 2020. So this report was from February 26th to March 1st of 2021. So a year ago, it's gone up 28%. While 5% of the population has thrived during the pandemic, reporting no income drop and better than planned finances, another 3% are devastated by reduced income and do not think they'll ever recover. Now, I know that there's a lot of you guys out there who are struggling. For those of you who are struggling, try and keep your head up, try and be positive. The good thing is it seems like we are going in a better position, a better situation for the future, okay? For those whose income has been reduced, 8% are resilient, saying their finances have fully recovered. And another 27% are hopeful, saying their finances will recover. 35% of all consumer reports their financial situation is stable. So as we can see, things are starting to come on an up and up. As things are starting to open, jobs are starting to open up more, restaurants, all those types of things are starting to open up, and things are starting to look in the up and up as a whole. Now, concerns for those in margins. 22% of individuals are in limbo because they're unsure or slightly doubtful their finances will recover. Only 7% started a new job or revenue generating activity, compared to 16% of hopeful and 24% of resilient individuals. 51% of those in limbo are low income, $50,000 and below, and 59% are women. Individuals in limbo are less likely to seek relief from bills. Only 22% said they have financial accommodations, compared to 53% for resilient and 38% for hopeful consumers. And a few of the last, I think on Friday, I spoke a little bit about education, right? And what is being taught. And I believe that as a whole in school, finances need to be taught. And they need to be understood. The reality is I went to school and I never learned how to balance. I never understood anything about taxes. I never understood anything about credit at all. The basics of how to add and subtract. I was very good in math. I learned a little bit of calculus. But the reality is, at the end of the day, none of that stuff is necessarily preparing us for the future. I think a lot of the financial issues with regards to everything that's going on with the people who are financially hurting right now, I believe the difference between those who are financially hurting and those who aren't, and this is just my opinion on a grand scale, is just the education of understanding, okay, when things are going good, putting money away, for a rainy day, investing, right? And actually doing the things that are needed. I mean, obviously, as we know, financially, there are 3 ways to make money. There's earned income, there's passive income, and there's portfolio income. Earned income is pretty much what everybody knows about, right? We all understand that, hey, whether it's a 9 to 5 or part-time, or you're even working 90 hours a week. A lot of times what happens is you put in your work, you clock in, you trade your time for money. And that's basically what it boils down to. And everybody knows that they have to do that. School sort of kind of prepares you and sets you up for that, And then you have passive income. Passive income is money that no matter what, every single day, whether it's every single day or once a month or every 2 weeks or whatever the circumstance is, money comes in. Some examples is if you own apartment complexes, right? On the 1st through the 5th of each month, depending on how many doors you have and complexes you have, and if you've done it right, each month you make a certain amount of money between the 1st and the 5th, no matter what. Obviously, you have a team, hopefully, that is handling, the day-to-day stuff. You have a maintenance person, you have someone collecting the rent and so forth. But on the 1st through the 5th, every time you wake up, you look, and there's money deposited into your account, minus what you have to pay for mortgage, insurance, and the cost of the everyday cost of doing business, hiring a manager, and so forth. There should be a profit left over at the end, and that will be considered passive income. Another way that you could get passive income, obviously, is owning stores, franchises, and those types of things. And then the third and final way that you can make money is portfolio income, right? And that's income in stocks and bonds, that's dividends, stuff that you can get with regards to the stock market. A lot of people don't know about portfolio income and passive income. Everyone knows about earned income because that's what you're taught from the beginning. But believe it or not, there are a lot of people out there who do something one time and then constantly they're making passive income, or they make the right moves in the stock market, and each month they're making portfolio income. So if you can have all three of those set up, I think that these numbers that I read about and that we talked about would be on a higher level. And how do they get on a higher level? Why are some people thriving during this time and some people really, really hurting? The difference between those two situations is education, non-education. And then not only education and non-education, but applied education versus never even trying, being afraid to do it. We all know that. There's so many of us who have bought a brand new iPhone and paid $1,000 or whatever it is that you pay for that iPhone, but haven't purchased any stocks. There are a lot of people who take their earned income and purchase liabilities. And when I've explained to you before, liabilities is something that takes money from you. Assets is something that puts money into your pocket. And what wealthy people do is they take their earned income and they invest it in assets, which is something that produces money and puts money into your pocket. And then that money, portfolio and passive income, is what buys those liabilities and buys you time and freedom. That's why I have this YouTube channel, to sort of kind of explain to you the things that I know about credit and debt. Because before I knew those things, I was one of those people hurting financially. And once I got the knowledge and the understanding, it made so much sense. And all I could think to of myself at that time was why isn't this stuff taught? Why did I have to learn the hard way? And so if anything that I can do with regards to helping you, I'm happy with that. If you have any questions about credit or debt, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. And as always, you be great.